Washington Bridge right now. Lots of smoke coming from that direction. We're on our way to go check that out. I'm Brian McKinley in the Bluebird 1130 chopper.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot.
Apparently, a plane has just crashed into the World Trade Center.
And we could see the smoke, and we could see the smoke was getting thicker.
Huge gash in the building itself. There is black and gray smoke pouring out of it right now.
We were climbing up to 1100, and a plane flew by on the right side, less than a half mile away from us, and under us. And it dipped and then turned.
Something else just hit. A very large plane flew directly over my building, and there's been another collision. Can you see it? I can see it on the shot.
We were blaring on the horn, practically driving on the sidewalk.
I ran as fast as I could. So it was this sort of desperate ride to the scene.
I got out of the car, I told the driver, okay, you stay here, I'm going to go see if I can find the camera crew, because they had dispatched crews without reporters just to get them down there. Everybody came from all different directions.
John Del Giorno is in News Chopper 7, and John, good to have you on the line. John, what can you tell us?
And you start
Johnny with us?
trying to find the balance between being a reporter and being a person.
We are currently hovering just north of Midtown Manhattan. We're over the west side of Manhattan here at 79th Street, looking south towards the World Trade Center. Just an absolutely staggering sight as both towers of the World Trade Center are currently billowing in smoke.
I was somewhat in disbelief because I'm at the staging area for the fire department, and there's no media there. We are the only crew.
I don't care. I don't care.
I was trying to shoot what was going on around me, but I was also absolutely horrified at what I was seeing. People were jumping. I saw people hanging out of the windows. I was shooting. I was at a loss professionally.
And this officer says, I'm sorry, I can't let you go any further. And I've got my press pass out, and I'm completely indignant. I'm a reporter, I have to get there, the mayor's there, the mayor's in 7 World Trade, you gotta let me through. And she's like, I'm sorry, we're not letting anybody through. I'm doing this to protect your life, we don't know what's gonna happen next. She's this big officer. And I start to argue with her, and it was on cue. As soon as she said, I'm doing this to protect your life, the Southern Tower goes down. And I was in shock, and I just thought, I better get this on tape. And I turned on my recorder, and I just held the mic out.
The building is falling right now. People are running through the street. Smoke is everywhere. People are filling Lower Broadway.
And I remember Newton asking me to say that he wanted to do a stand-up.
All right, take one and two, one. This is as close as we can get.
He told me, he says, me, the firefighters, and tilt up to the building, which I did. I asked for another one, as I always do, because you never know. Could be creasing tape, whatever.
This is as close as we can get to the base of the world.
Him, the firefighters. And as I tilted on,
There's 2 towers, a huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way.
I don't remember whether I was running or not. I wasn't at work anymore. I was running for my life.
I was running, and I said, I'm trying to dial this phone. I got nothing. You could be, a 9.9 in a 100-meter dash. You couldn't outrun this thing.
I had to do all I could to run to get away from all the debris. Me and a number of other people here are trapped in the subway here, in a shoe store, actually trying to get away from most of the debris. It's just an incredible sight. They had a lot of emergency workers around the building, and of course everybody's hoping that these people were able to get out of there without being injured. But it is a surreal and devastating scene over here, something like I've never seen before.
My cell phone's not working, can't get any instructions, we can't get in our building because it's been evacuated. And I ran into Beth.
Marianne, go. Okay, go.
And I turned off the tape recorder, and I just started crying. That's when it just hit me, but I knew I'd seen thousands of people die in the most unbelievable way. Having Marianne there with me, having a colleague with me, every time one of us could get upset, we knew we could count on the other. I could not have made it that day without her. I absolutely am convinced of that.
Beth Bartig and I have both been talking to people who are sort of escaping from this amazing disaster, and they've told us stories about being in the building when the first explosion happened, coming down all the way down 87 flights of stairs in the building and getting out just before hearing the top of the building collapse.
I felt people pull me back, and our backs were up against a phone bank. I heard the crash come down, and someone yelled clear. It was a firefighter. I felt firefighter fatigues around me. And then we ran. Newton was right there to try to help me help tell the story. He jerked me back to start working as a team again. And I responded. We saw people coming out that were covered in debris. What happened? What did you see? Trying to get an understanding of what had just happened.
I heard a plane low, and then I saw flames. I saw flames engulf the whole upper portion, and then I saw the smoke, and then we saw the people jumping. We saw what we thought was debris, and we realized it was people jumping. I can't do anymore.
We were crying, interviewing her.
I'm so sorry.